attractive, especially men who are like really like working out and stuff like that, they do. I'm not saying they think like women necessarily, but they would look for a come up. Make no mistake, that was always a part of the whole scheme. And who's to say that that he wasn't the one who put her up to it or made sure that she got paid? That's that nigga retirement plan. But more than likely, he probably didn't know all that shit. Now I think that he might have had an idea that she did some wild stuff, but he probably didn't know that it was to that extent, right? And this is why I always say men will always pay for trying to come up off of a woman. Fellas, that can never be your plan. You will always fail like that. And you'll always have to pay. Shout out to CGA. Men always pay. Even when it seems free, you're going to pay one way or the other, whether it's in stress, whether it's in heartbreak, whether it's in inconvenience, whether it's in, action, being attacked, whatever it is, whether it's money, whatever, you're going to pay, especially with women. Always a price. So he got some choices to make, but on the flip side, he has put himself in quite a favorable position. He can leave her. Whatever money that she got from that, he can get at least probably $2 or $3 million. I'm gonna let Anton keep cooking.
It's hurt. I don't care what y'all say. That man's pride is very hurt after all of that stuff came out on the stand. That's not something that they can just live down and put behind them, okay? Because somebody's going to always remind him. And even if they're not constantly reminding him, it's going to be in the back of his mind, okay? Whenever he goes to do some sort of business deal, whenever he goes to play a golf game.
He's not. I don't think that nigga does any of that. He doesn't seem like that kind of guy. No, he seemed like he wanted to just smoke good weed and hang out. You know what I'm saying? And stop being stressed about whether or not he can maintain, his fitness clients. You know what I mean? Because, yeah.
Game, whatever they do in that world, he is going to have in the back of his mind wondering if those dudes are laughing at him or thinking that those dudes are laughing at him.
They still living off of Diddy. That's the whole reason, in my opinion, why they brought this civil suit in the first place.
And God forbid he have words with somebody, a disagreement. What do you think the first thing they gonna say to him is? You probably can't even satisfy your wife, all those BBCs she had up in her.
If you guys don't know, a majority of these male escorts. So Diddy had a Cassie slew with male escorts. So I'm again to be fair, because we're gonna be fair about this whole thing. So we're not gonna act like we don't be watching the hub and we don't know what a cuck is. We don't know that there are some men who get pleasure from watching the woman that they're with have sex with other men. And it just seemed like rich men seem to have the most kicks. But this seemed to be a kink. You know what it is? It seemed like guys who have a lot going on, or particularly like rich men, can get into that because I guess maybe because they have so much control over their life. Maybe I think they can kind of get off from seeing their wife with another man. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess it's like, what else is there to do? I don't know. But that is like a legit thing that a lot of men and women are into. A lot of couples are into that. You know what I mean? So that's what that was. It wasn't a situation where like, he just got these men here and they're all just like brutally assaulting her and this and that. I'm like, fam, let me tell you something. Anyway, you know what?
Come on now, we keeping it $150. And no, I don't think it's fair that a woman's past is held against her.
Why isn't it? Everybody's past is held against them. That's the way that we protect society. The reason why we have an offenders list where you got to find out exactly where they live is because regardless of whether or not you did your time, your past is held against you. Yep. The reason why we want to see your resume is because it helps or it hurts you. Your past, that is. It's fair. It's completely fair. The things that you do in this lifetime, people have to protect themselves from you. And everybody don't just get a clean slate every single time that you decide that you want to be a different person and then you want to revert back to that person. I mean, we even seen that in what she admitted on trial, and that she wanted a closure meeting and then she wound up getting buzzed. Come on, man, stop.
But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's why we need to tell these young ladies the truth. Stop telling.
And that's what I'm talking about from black women. They always obstruct progress, or pretty much it's like between obstructing or kind of just making sure that things don't get better. And this is what people are saying about our women kind of being like agents of like white supremacy, because it's like, yo, again, there's nothing wrong with admitting you did something wrong. The thing about your past is, yo, as long as you're willing to say, yo, that was me in the past. You know what I'm saying? That's who I was. You know what I mean? I'm not that person no more. That's all you have to say. That's as simple as that is, a lot of people don't get that. That's all you have to say. If you can just explain something, say, hey, yeah, man, I had this going on, just say something. It's basically say, hey, I'm not doing that stuff no more, or hey, no, I'm doing better now. Excuse me. Or I was in this kind of place and I did this kind of work, and really mean it. But also, going back to the accountability thing again, that goes back to we can't pinpoint exactly where it comes from, but I know a part of it. My theory is a part of it is, and I heard AC kind of make this point, so that's what I based it off of. Women watching too much TV and reality TV shows. When you consume too much of that, it influences you, and it does that to everyone, right? But what it does to women in particular is make them think that, you know, everything that happens should be the same way it happens on TV. Because again, it's almost as if they're following a script that you're not a part of. You don't know what the script is. She knows what it is, but you don't know what it is. I mean, and that's how, you know, men can wind up getting really confused by women's actions, and it's like, yo, like no, trust me. Like, for example, right? Here's a free jewel. Women do not have to sleep with you physically in order to like feel some kind of way about you. So when women usually treat you like they feel some kind of way about you, right? A lot of times women who want to have sex with you will also like kind of be a little aggressive with you, a little mean with you. That shit comes from that. And again, in your mind, again, I'm saying about the whole deception. Like, in your mind, you're thinking, why you acting like this? Why you being so mean? Again, that shit comes from sexual frustration. They don't always know that. They don't always know it's just attraction. It's just energy. It's just wanting to interact. But she knows the fastest way to get you to interact with her, or get, you know what I mean, it is to do some negative shit. You know what I'm saying? But sorry, I'm gonna go off on a tangent. But going back to this whole thing with the future, their marriage, man, yeah, nah, they're cooked. Like I said before, the point I was making was the fact that she wasn't being forced to tell those stories. I'm talking about the graphic stories. I'm not talking about him physically abusing her or trying to kidnap her or stalking her and stuff like that. The personal interactions that were, you know, abusive and stuff like that, of course he should be charged for that. But I always talked about was, why do y'all think she was there to testify? Do you think it was for justice? No, it wasn't for justice. It was because that's not how her movie goes. In her movie, she doesn't lose. The main character has to win and has to survive the movie. The main character doesn't die in most movies, especially not a rom-com, because she thinks she's in an action rom-com, a dark action rom-com. That's what your girl thinks she's in right now. So when y'all be going through it and whatnot, and you didn't do anything. No, you really didn't do anything. It's just that you're not. She didn't give you the script. She knows the script. She knows exactly how it's going to end. But you ain't never going. All right, that was enough about that. All right, so let's go on to this Meg Thee Stallion. All right, let's get back to it, man. All right, so we got the notorious, the infamous Jason Lee.
Tory Lanez. Let me go back to the pre-stabbing dates. Hold on. The reason for taking a mother away from her kid, I just couldn't do it. Tory Lanez.
He's better than me.
So what he's talking about is a text from Tory Lanez explaining why he didn't snitch on Megan. And he talks about how because he didn't grow up with his mother, that he couldn't bear the idea of hold on, hold on, man, this thing I got kid. I had no idea. Hold on, hey Google, Google. You were trying to play me out. Hey Google, I couldn't ask Google about that. Yo, bro. Hey Google, does Meg Thee Stallion have kids?
Based on the search results, it seems you might be referring to a few different Magic Stallion concepts. 1. Albion, the enchant.
Does Meg Thee Stallion have a child? Hold on, what are you talking about then? Hold on, let me read this. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting confused now. Let me go ahead and read this before we even go any further. Hold on. Actually, no, that's cool. My bad. I'm gonna let the whole thing play, and we're gonna go ahead and comment on it. My bad, y'all. So, like I was saying before, this whole thing is about the shooting and whatnot. Jason Lee reads a text from Tory Lane stating why he didn't snitch. He said that he lost his mom at a young age and couldn't sleep with himself if he took a mom away from son. So I guess he mean Kelsey. I don't know. Let's see what my man got to say. Kev talks. He says I mean, she flat out said for years that Tory shot her and refused to address anything else that occurred that night and didn't even acknowledge it, but repeatedly said without motive for him that he outright pointed out and shot at her out of nowhere. So basically saying that her story is he just started shooting at her, right? Excuse me. Even though her and Kelsey were drunk as hell and allegedly fighting by eyewitnesses and had bruises all over, somewhere between all the girls fighting, Kelsey was the only one with any motive and disdain for Megan, getting swung around. Tory shot Meg and said fuck his whole career in the whole rich ass neighborhood and had time to tell you to dance and torture her from the car. I swear that's what she said. I mean, yeah, I heard a similar account. I'm just saying that I hope it was the truth. Cause I'm gonna say this girl. I'm not gonna say girl like girl. No. Anyway, and if it ain't, and there was an attempt on his life, even if not involved, all I know is she ain't gonna do press anytime soon. If she thought the Tory storyline was done, it's far from over now. She is currently trying to sell this hot girl summer bikini on the 19th. That shit about to flop hard as hell, just like her last song. She was doing bad before, and they can't imagine now. Man, the industry group chats right now are going crazy for sure. Especially the ladies. All right, so I was going to go ahead and play this clip right here. So this is pretty much the end of Meg Thee Stallion. Kind of crazy. It's like this is actually justice though. You know what I mean? Because real talk, women artists like Meg Thee Stallion have been a cancer to hip hop for the longest. And you can kind of say it kind of starts with the City Girls and everything, but we got a huge influx of female rappers who could straight up not rap, who really were not artists at all, and they mostly were just doing kind of like this like 3 or 4 influencer rap. You know what I mean? And like when you heard like when we first heard the City Girls, again it sounds raw at first, but the thing is that you can very much hear that these are not like really artists. This is not really the beginning of anything, but they have these provocative lyrics that pretty much just say, yo, fuck it. I'm just straight hoeing and scamming. I'm scamming these ninjas. All right. And but what was funny was it was almost like that's when that was the beginning of you can say, yo, if there was ever a time that they were trying to program the women, that was the time. Because real talk, because around that time, that's when like you start to see a shift in women, especially the young women. Because again, if you can make some shit sound good to women, they'll do anything. So now you had a better soundtrack and better words, and better verbiage to describe hoeing, and you know what I'm saying, and basically living wicked. So many words. I mean, like robbing the man you laying down with. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, but anywho, but that's mostly what the shit is about. It's like robbing men, get money from men, sleeping with other women's men, It's mostly about doing bad stuff to dudes, you know what I mean, and not caring about nobody. It's kind of fucked up, but in a way, it's almost like Meg is receiving her karma because it's like, yo, like fam, like you are like a cancer because Hot Girl Summer became a whole concept that people that played out in real life. And what Hot Girl Summer was about, and I never forget this video. Right, it was a video about who knows if it was real or not, but basically the guy is a two guys and a girl. One guy's in a relationship with her or is her boyfriend, right? And the other one is the so-called side dude. So he's supposed to meet her down there. I guess he gets there early or whatever it is, and basically she's in there with this other guy. And the video ends with her saying, he not leaving and you not leaving. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna work this out. Cause, they all yelling and shit. And, and the guy that that guy that gets the boyfriend who caught her, it's like he's like whining and kind of like, okay, all right. You know what I mean? Like kind of just like he's kind of just going with it, because he don't know what else to do type shit. But in that moment, that was such a disturbing video to me because it was like what you were seeing was, oh, she's getting away with murder right now. Like that's really fucked up. Like that's really fucked up. And I guess I couldn't put words to it, but I understood that if women grow to think that this kind of shit is okay, we're cooked. Because again, you can't, like, relationships can't form if the average woman starts thinking this way, right? Because the thing is that one thing that bothers me a lot is that or what I'm also going to say is synonymous with Hot Girl Summer is this concept of a woman feeling as though a man shouldn't desire or demand exclusivity, or because he wants exclusivity, you charging him like a whore would. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, well, it wouldn't be exclusive. Then you got to pay a higher price. So if you want to be the only John that I see, the only trait that I have, then you have to pay a higher price. Don't get me wrong. I understand money's involved. Women aren't free and whatnot. But that's just not the way things are done in relationships. You know what I'm saying? Which is why, like, there was a viral clip up with a girl saying that, that marriage is sex work for women. Which, don't get me wrong, I guess you can make the argument. It's just that a man and a sex worker is completely different from a man and his wife. You know what I mean? There's so many different levels. Like from like how you guys. First of all, y'all identities are intertwined, right? Your families are joined. Do you have that dynamic? You also have, the memories y'all share. You know what I mean? The kids y'all were. It's all this different shit. The home y'all share together. I think if anything, I felt like those kind of conversations are kind of like, again, or if they influence young women to feel as though, well, for one, to want to be a victim, you got to realize being a victim, the idea of victimhood, especially victimhood at the hands of a man, because oh, all right, well, if I say this man did anything to me, they're definitely going to believe that. They're not going to question that at all. So whenever women have that opportunity, they always jump at it. And also, you even see it in this trial, like, yo, it's a few different reasons that Meg Thee Stallion wanted Tory Lanez to go to jail. But we're gonna go ahead and play this clip right here. What's also going on in this clip right here is I want you to hear how these people are struggling to say that this woman is a bad person. I said that earlier. People really struggle with saying that saying when women are being bad people. No, this is messed up. No, she lied. She lied. She said Tory shot her, and Tory never shot her. Her friend shot her, and kept doubling down for years.
Again, I truly believe if Tory Lanez is innocent, he should be freed and he should be compensated for time that he was wrongly convicted. But I also believe the person who pulled the trigger, that person should go to jail. And if Meg conspired to set him up and lie on him, of course she should do time. But I'm just saying,
So of course, it's something that gay dudes always do too. But they try too hard to always cape for black women and try because they think they're being supportive. But again, you're a part of the problem. Like queer the queer friends of straight black women they always pretty much keep them from leveling up like as an actual person. Because if it's anyone who's going to encourage a straight black woman to wild out and say some crazy shit and do some crazy shit, it's going to be her gay friend. gonna be a gay friend. All right. I'll tell you something. Gay people don't be giving the F, bro. Like for real. They love a feud. They love the beef. You understand? And you know, my man saying if it was three people involved, Kelsey, Meg, and Tori. Meg got shot. If Tori didn't shoot Meg, then obviously Kelsey shot Meg. What do you mean if? Well, you know, if ain't no if. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, man. Hold on, man. Let me play this shit real quick, man. Goodness gracious.
An instance like this, and
I don't
we
like
should, we
I
should,
don't like this long-winded
No, 'cause I'm
explanation.
But the
saying
word
no.
conspired is so problematic because even if she didn't know, then she doesn't know. She
But
can't
that's
say.
that's what I'm saying. So in an instance like this, we should all agree if I'm in a situation that I did not know what happened, I shouldn't go to jail for that. Because I wouldn't want that for you. But I'm saying if the person did lie intentionally and set the other person up,
did.
she should go to
She
jail.
said-
Megan, you might be going to jail, girl. Tory Lanez. Let me go back to the pre-stabbing dates. Hold on.
I'm gonna share this too.
Literally,
We all remember that.
the next week she was in the club, she was on a boat. She took the boat video down, but we have it. Well, I have it. She had to learn how to walk again.
I get out the car, I'm done arguing. I don't want to argue no more. I get out. I'm walking away. This nigga from out the backseat of the car started shooting me.
In her documentary, she has Tori in the front seat.
And this motherfucker just started hollering.
How on trial you said you didn't remember which hand Tori was shooting from, but on your documentary, you put the gun in his right hand.
Get out. I'm walking away. This nigga from out the backseat of the car started shooting me.
Where were you standing at this point?
At this point, I'm standing kind of like my body's still
So this is from an eyewitness in the neighborhood in 2020.
like to the side behind the door, the rear passenger door. So I would say like my left side was the rear passenger and my right side was kind of like this. Like this is the door and I'm.
This nigga from out the backseat of the car started shooting me.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied.
I was shot in both of my feet and I had to get surgery.
And she was up twerking, literally
We all remember that.
the next week she was in the club, she was on a boat. She took the boat video down, but we have it. Well, I have it. She had to learn how to walk
He said bolts and holes.
again.
I get out the car.
Breathe again. Breathe again.
I'm done arguing. I don't want to argue no more. I get out. I'm walking away. This nigga from out the backseat of the car started shooting me.
In her documentary, she has Tori in the front seat.
And this motherfucker just started hollering.
How on trial you said you didn't remember which hand Tori was shooting from, but on your
So, what that's basically saying is that Meg been lying the whole time. Which we kind of knew that. I mean, like that story sounded freaking crazy to begin with. It just sounds wild. To be honest with you, you know what I mean? But you know, we already knew that. So hopefully that brother gets to come home. But I wanted to explain also why she wanted him to go to jail. She wanted him to be punished. Why? Because I mean, obviously, you know, it was a whole love triangle between her and the best friend. I believe he was dealing with Kelsey first, and then Meg started kind of, you know, basically messing with him after that, right? Or basically trying to get, I don't know. Because let me tell you something. Women who used to be really fat, women who used to be unattractive, and tall women, you cannot trust them. They're the most promiscuous, they're the easiest, and you cannot trust them, all right? Because they're extremely insecure about who they are, even if they fine, because they're insecure about their height. They know that men prefer a woman much smaller than them. So a lot of times, what they'll do is try to suck all of their attention out the room, or do whatever they can to get your attention, right? And that also means messing with another woman's man as well, right? But anyway, but as far as the situation, like I said before, whenever modern women, this is something that especially black women do. Black women will go out their way to exercise control over other black men. If that means getting you locked up or whatever they have to, because when women wants to ruin you or hurt you in any kind of way, that's a form of control and abuse. Because he's basically saying, yo, nah, all right, well, if you ain't gonna do what I want you to do, then nah, then you gotta pay. You gotta pay. You gotta, nah. You know what I mean? And in her mind, she really thought, yo, well, fuck it, shit, he not acting right. Women do not take L's, bro. And women don't let shit go. So that's my thoughts on how we got here, what's going on. Hopefully that brother can come home. But I'm gonna tell you something. Moments like this, you making niggas want to go to snow bunny heaven. White folks are not afraid of y'all no more. This economy getting tough. And stories like this, black women better speak up. If y'all don't, you're gonna be pushing these brothers into the arms of Maria and Becky. All right? And Becky been in close proximity for a while. And they on TikTok a lot. And they dancing. Listening to Glorilla and shit like that. Nah, Becky getting ready. I'm trying to tell you, she's ready. You know what I'm saying?
Here's what we doing right now.
All right.
You think I have somebody I love in the bricks?
All right, man. It's late, man. I gotta go to work tomorrow, man. Love y'all. Y'all be safe. Peace.